Hello guys, it's me Sharon, and today I am going to show you how to crochet this market bag. I am using an acrylic interfill 4-ply yarn, and to start this project I'm gonna make a magic ring, and then I need to have 12 double crochets into the magic ring. And to start, I'm going to work 3 chains, which counts as 1 double crochet, and then work 11 more double crochets into the magic ring. Now once you have 12 double crochets and the chain 3 here counts as 1 double crochet, so we now have 12 double crochets in total, and then we're going to slip stitch on top of the beginning 3rd chain. So now round 1 is done, and for round 2 we're chaining 3 again, which counts as 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into the same stitch, 2 double crochets into every stitch around. Now to end the round, you're going to work 2 double crochets into the last stitch of this round, and then slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. Now for those of you who are beginners and you'd like to know how it's done perfectly, now you can also check the Pinterest because they have there a crochet guide for those who are starting a number of stitches in rounds, and I can show you the link. I may add that into the description box so that you can check there, and in that chart it will indicate how many stitches you should have every round, because we're doing 6 rounds of double crochets, and as we progress to the next round we're gonna make an increase. And then on round 3, chain 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, and then into every 2nd stitch I'm going to work an increase, which is 2 double crochets. Now we're making an increase in order to grow the circle. So if you keep increasing every round, you're gonna make this circle bigger and bigger, and you can actually make a coaster if you stop at round 6, or if you want to turn this one into a rug, you can do many rounds. And that chart that I'm going to show you will help you be able to make a perfect circle, and this will also indicate how many stitches you have for every round. Okay, now to continue, 1 double crochet into the next, and then 2 double crochets into every 2nd stitch of this round. Now to end the round, work 2 more double crochets into the last stitch, and then work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. So 3 more rounds to go for round 4. 1, 2, 3, and then this time into every 3rd stitch, that's when we're going to work an increase, and in here we will do 2 double crochets into every 3rd stitch. That's when we're gonna do an increase, or 2 double crochets. So 1 in the next, 1 in the next, 2 in every 3rd stitch. To end round 4, as always, you're going to slip stitch on top of the third beginning chain, which is the first double crochet. Now we're gonna do 2 more rounds of double crochets, and then for round 5 we're going to chain 3, and then 1 double crochet into the next, 1 more double crochet into the next stitch, and into every 4th stitch, that's when we're going to work an increase or 2 double crochets. So remember, as we move on to the next round to make this circle, we're going to work an increment of double crochets or an additional double crochet as we move on to the next round. So in here on round 4 we did an increase on every 3rd stitch, now on every 4th stitch, and that's what we're going to do to grow this circle. And on this particular round we're gonna do an increase or 2 double crochets into every 4th stitch. Now to end the round, work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain, and we're ready for the final round for the base of this market bag. So for this final round here, chain 3, and in the previous round we've worked an increase into every 4th stitch. Now it's gonna be into every 5th stitch of this round. So 1 on each of the next 2, until we have 4 here. So now you can see that we have 4 double crochets here. Now into every 5th stitch, that's when we're going to work a double crochet 2 times or 2 double crochets. So this is the repeat pattern. We're going to repeat this around, and then we're gonna do the top part of, or the top section of this market bag. So to end around, you're going to just work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain, and that is how you end the base for this bag. I know it's going to be quite a small market bag, and right now the size of it is just almost 6 inches. Let's do the top section of this market bag. The stitch is in multiples of 12. I know it's a lot, and you're going to repeat this one 6 times around. And to start, we're going to work a chain 1 and then 1 single crochet into the same stitch. So now we have 1 single crochet, and then after that we're going to work a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to skip 3 stitches. So we have 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th work a single crochet, and then we're gonna do that 1 more times. So chain 5 again. So make sure you're catching all the loops here. I'm using an untwisted yarn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th work 1 single crochet. So now we did it 2 times. Now we're gonna chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and then into the next stitch we're gonna work 3 double crochets. So into this next stitch, after working the single crochet there, we're gonna do 3 double crochets. So 3 double crochets in here, and then since we worked one stitch into the next, and then we're going to skip those 2 stitches over here, 1, 2, and then work a single crochet into the 3rd stitch. So that's going to be the repeat pattern for this round 7, and then we're going to repeat what we did from the start. So we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to skip 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th work a single crochet, chain 5 again, 2, 3, 4, 5, skip 3 stitches here, and into the 4th work 1 single crochet. We're going to chain 3 and into the stitch, into the next stitch after this single crochet here, we're gonna work a cluster of 3 double crochets. So you will see the design once you get to the 2nd and 3rd round. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches, and into the 3rd work 1 single crochet. So that's going to be the repeat pattern, and we're going to repeat that until we get back around. I am almost about to end the round, and I'm gonna chain 3 for the last time, and then into the next stitch work a cluster of 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and then I will be skipping this last 2 stitches here, and I'm gonna work a slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet to end round 7. So now for round 8 is we're going to after slip stitching on the very first single crochet here, we're going to work a few more slip stitches, 1, 2, and 3. So we're doing this in order for the stitch to be in the middle of this chain space. So we're going to chain 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and then after that we're going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and then into the next chain space we're going to work a single crochet. Now because we're here, we're going to work a cluster of 3 double crochets when we get to this part here where there are 3 double crochets and chain 3 here. So we're going to work into this chain 3 double crochets, 2 and 3, and then after that we're going to chain 3, and then we're going to work 1 single crochet into the same chain space as the 3 double crochets there. So we're forming a design into this part right here, and we're forming this after 2 chain spaces. So in here we're going to work chain 5, and then into the next chain space work a single crochet, 1 more chain 5 space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then work a single crochet in here. So after chaining 5 twice, once you get here, there is a chain 3 here before the cluster of 3 double crochets. That's where we're going to work a cluster of 3 double crochets. 2, 3, and then chain 3, and then work 1 single crochet all into the chain 3 space as the 3 double crochets. And then we're gonna do chain 5 next. 2, 3, 4, 5. Work a single crochet into the chain 5. 3, 4, 5. One more chain 5 into the next chain 5 space. And then, like what we did in here, we're gonna do 3 double crochets again, chain 3 all into the chain 3 space. So we're going to repeat this around. 2, 3, and then chain 3, 1 single crochet into the same chain 3 space. So you're just going to repeat that, and I'll show you how to end round 8. Alright, so in here I am finally working my last single crochet after the chain 3. So I'm almost back to where I started. So this is where we have started after slip stitching 3 times to get to the middle of this chain 5. So obviously the next step is to close this round. You need to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch on top of the first single crochet. Now for round 9 is we're going to work slip stitches to get to the middle. So 1, 2, 3, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the chain space. So we're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then work a single crochet into the chain 3 space, and then we're going to do chain 3 and then 3 double crochets into the same chain space. So once you have 3 double crochets in there, you're going to then work a single crochet into the next chain space. So it would look like this. And then we're gonna work chain 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the next chain space. We're gonna work a single crochet, and we should have 2 chain 5 spaces in between. So one more chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're skipping this 3 double crochets in here, and into the chain 3 space we're going to work a single crochet, and then that's when we're going to chain 3 first before we work 3 double crochets. And then after that, in the next chain 5 space, we're gonna do 1 single crochet. So that is what we're going to repeat until we get back around. Now I am ending the round, and I am going to chain 5 for the last time, and then into the very first single crochet that we made, we're gonna work a slip stitch. To start the next round, as usual, you're going to work slip stitches to get to the middle of this chain 5 space. So we're gonna go slip stitch 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then we're starting the next round with chaining 1 and 1 single crochet into this chain space here. Now, as you can see, after this we're repeating round 8, wherein we're going to repeat working 3 double crochets in here. So 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and then work a single crochet into the same chain space. So this is what it's looking like. And now in between these clusters of double crochets, there should be 2 chain 5 spaces in between. So I'm chaining 5 now, 5, and into the next chain 5 we're gonna work a single crochet, chain 5 again, and then 1 single crochet in here. So after chaining 5 twice and single crochet into the next chain 5, that's when we're gonna start again working the cluster of 3 double crochets. So at first you might find it a bit confusing, but as long as you follow this particular pattern here, for sure somehow you'll be able to figure out this pattern. It's kind of beautiful, really. And then into the same chain space, 1 single crochet. To end round 10, once you get back here, you're gonna slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet. Now as you can see, as you move on to the next round, the position where you start the next round will be different, and when you get here, you're just going to work a slip stitch into those 3 double crochets, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the chain 3 space, and then the next thing is we're gonna go work 3 chains, or chain 3, and then 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. So this is what it's gonna look like, and after that you're going to work a single crochet into the next chain 5 space, and in between that we should have chain 5, and then work a single crochet into the next, and then work 1 more chain 5, and then into the next chain 3 space work a single crochet, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. So what's unique about this stitch is that from where we started this stitch, we have ended the round in different positions. So take note of that, and the best thing is to understand the pattern well so that you will not get lost once you get to the next rounds. So I'm doing my last single crochet, and then I need to chain 5 one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then slip stitch on top of the very first single crochet made. So this is what it's looking like so far. You can see the design here. You can actually make this wider, and since we started out with 12 double crochets in here, it doesn't matter how many rounds you will work on to make the circle wider, because it will still be in multiples of 12. I'm gonna show you after I finished making all the rounds. Alright, so now I have 23 rows of this particular design, and as you can see, it's really super attractive, and I like how the mesh is forming in between this sort of like box stitches, which is also similar to C2C, right? Now once you get to the height that you want for this bag, and okay, I'm gonna show you how I ended the round. So when I end the round, and I want to make sure that they all have the same pattern, so I have 2 chain 5 spaces followed by chain 3, and then 3 double crochets, and then 1 single crochet into the next. Now to complete that, we need 5 more chains after this one. But since we're ending the round in here and we want the stitch to get to the middle, we're going to just chain 2, so 1 and 2, and then to complete the chain 5, I'm going to work a double crochet on top of this first single crochet made for this round. So this will bring the stitch to the middle, and then it's time to decide how we're going to add the handle. So now the handle for this bag will be just very easy. So line up the design, the 2 clusters here, and we have 6 of them in here. So I plan to work rows of chain 5s across, and since it's easy to line up like that, and I'm going to work the handle shaping like a triangle. So I'm gonna work a few rows of chain 5s back and forth until the handle will form like a triangle like that, and I will do the same on the other side. Now first, after doing this, I'm gonna chain 1 and then work 1 single crochet into the same chain space. Now to start, I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm gonna work 1 single crochet into the chain 3 space. We're going to chain 5 again, 3, 4, 5, and then into the next chain space I'm gonna work a single crochet. So I'll be repeating that until I get to this side. So now I did about 7 chain 5 spaces, and I'm gonna do my last one up to here. To do that, I'm going to work my last chain 5 and work 1 single crochet into here. Now I am going to work back, okay, in rows. And to do that, I'm going to turn this one and work a few slip stitches to get to the middle of the chain 5. 2 and 3. So you can slip stitch twice or thrice depending on, as long as it's in the middle, and then chain 1 and then 1 single crochet, and then we are going to chain 5 again, 2 3 4 5, and then work a few chain 5 spaces and single crochet until we get here. So one last chain 5, 3 4 5, and then 1 single crochet in here. We have a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 chain 5 spaces and a single crochet in between those chain 5 spaces. Now we're gonna get back, going from left to right. So we're going to turn this one first and then work a slip stitch 3 times for the next row. So once it gets in the middle, chain 1, 1 single crochet in the same chain space, and then we're gonna work chain 5 spaces and single crochet in between. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. So now we got a total of 7 single crochets in between those 6 chain 5 spaces. We will be repeating that, turning back and forth until we have 1 chain 5 space left. So once you get to the end of this row, you know what to do. You're going to turn it and work slip stitches to get to the middle, chain 1, 1 single crochet into the same stitch, and now you're gonna do 1 2 3 4 5 chain 5 spaces, and of course 1 single crochet in between those chain 5, and then keep repeating until you have 1 chain 5 space left. Now I am on my last row, so after turning I'm going to work my slip stitches for the last time until I get to the middle of this chain 5 space, and then I'm going to chain 1 and then 1 single crochet into the same chain space, chain 5 for the last time, and then work a single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Now the next step is we're going to do the strap for this bag. So the next step is we're going to chain 3, you're going to turn, and then into the chain 5 work 3 double crochets. So 1 2 3, and then 1 double crochet on top of the next single crochet. So we have 5 double crochets in a row, and we're going to repeat this into the next row, chain 3, and then into the next 4 remaining double crochets we're gonna do 4 more. So every row must have 5 double crochets, and we're going to repeat that until we have about 9 rows of 5 double crochets. I did about 9 rows of 5 double crochets, and then after this chain 1 and fasten off. So the next step would be to work the handle for the other side, and same thing, you're gonna start from the right side and work a slip knot first, and then on the other side, right next to the available chain 5 space, that's where we're going to start the second handle for this bag. We're gonna work a single crochet, then we're going to chain 5 until we get to the other side. So in here, I'm on my last chain 5 space, and then this is the other side's handle. So this side, they have the same number of chains when I started the handle on the other side. So they must have an equal number so that they will have the same size. This is what it looks like after working your second handle. As you can see, it has just 2 handles, 2 straps, and after that, just chain 1 and then fasten off. Leave about 6 inches of tail so that you can join these 2 straps together. What I normally do is I usually join them, putting the right sides facing each other, and then I'm going to sew using a slip stitch or just a whip stitch, and then so that it will not be showing on top. So this will be the back side of the strap. This is what it's going to look like after sewing using a whip stitch, and then it's time to weave in all the ends. Alright, so this is what it looks like now. The width of this market bag is about 7.5 inches. Height is, it's about 13 inches. But it depends on how long you want your bag to be. So for the handle, I did about 9 rows of double crochets. If you're going to make an adjustments, like if you want to make the bottom base bigger, just add a few more rounds of double crochets, and do not forget to add the increase. I will also add the link below on how you can add more rounds for the bottom base. That's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, please check back on some of my video tutorials that I have made in the past. I am Sharon. I make bags, purses, and other interesting stuffs that are great as giveaways or gift bags. And if you are a subscriber already, thank you so much for your support. Do not forget to hit the notification bell icon for other updates on my next upload of videos. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.